Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning and a warm welcome here in Madrid at the wonderful Rio Hotel for our SEMIC 2023 conference. This year's conference, organized by the European Commission in close collaboration with the Spanish Presidency of the Council of the European Union, will focus on an interoperable Europe in the age of artificial intelligence. I also extend that warm welcome to the participants who are joining us remotely through live stream, since this is a hybrid event indeed. So thanks for joining us today from your home offices, your meeting rooms, or any other hideouts in Europe. My name is Philip. I, for one, flew in all the way from my home country, beautiful Belgium, and I am absolutely delighted to be your master of ceremony for today. Because indeed, I happen to be an engineer by education, a moderator by trade, and perhaps even the very product of generative artificial intelligence. I appreciate it is very hard to tell the difference these days, which is why I think it is important that we will be discussing the potential, but also the challenges related to AI in the public sector, the approaches to automating access and also the use of public services using, for instance, chatbots and AI, but also potential roadmaps to leverage traditional semantics together with AI, and the technological, the societal, and the policy implications of the latest developments in artificial intelligence and interoperability. And to discuss and reflect on all those topics and challenges, I am truly exhilarated that we can pick the brains today of high-level policymakers from the European Commission, but also chief information officers, chief digitalization officers from different member states, and AI experts and experts in interoperability from across the world. Some of you here today may have participated to the workshops yesterday on AI in digital-ready policy design and legal drafting, or large language models in support of interoperability, or the EU-wide registry of public sector semantic models, which undoubtedly has already given you a lot of food for thought. Well, today we want to add even more meat on the bone, so to speak, so we'll take a deeper dive into sections covering interconnected data spaces, digital governance, data quality assurance, general purpose and generative AI, but also the challenges and the opportunities in the field of law as code, and much more. But before diving headfirst into the deep end, I do have a couple of domestic announcements to make for you. First and foremost, we do not have a fire drill planned for today, so if you hear an alarm, it is most likely going to be the real deal. In case of a fire, please yell "fire, fire." And just in case, do make sure that you know where the nearest emergency exits are. We've cooked up a program for you today with inspiring keynote speakers, with high-level panels, and also, I believe, very relevant technical tracks. So in order to offer our keynote speakers and our panel members your unbiased attention, may I kindly ask you to put your mobile phones on mute. We're also a bit of a tribe here at SEMIC 2023, so please make sure to wear your badges visible at all times so that we know that you are part of our gang. This conference obviously is also web streamed and will be recorded, so if you're not comfortable with that, may you please vanish into thin air right now. Thank you. We do have a hashtag for our conference today, which is unsurprisingly hashtag SEMIC 2023. So thanks for using that hashtag to spread the word and share your thoughts on social media platforms. We will also be using hashtag SEMIC 2023 on the Slido platform as a means of communicating and interacting with our different speakers. So in those sessions where we do plan a Q&A, we will be using hashtag SEMIC 2023 for you to ask your questions and convey your thoughts or remarks. And of course, a hashtag would be rather meaningless without a wireless network, so feel free to connect to SEMIC Conference 2023. That's our Wi-Fi here in Madrid, 1, 2, and 3. SEMIC Conference 2023 with the password SEMIC 23, that's capital letters and an exclamation mark. So SEMIC 2023, capital letters and an exclamation mark. In addition to the technical content of the conference, I'd also like to draw your attention to the exhibition. So in Madrid 1 to 3, so in the adjacent room, the room adjacent to this plenary room, we have some 20 exhibitors that will showcase the latest and brightest breakthroughs in, amongst others, semantics, data spaces, natural language processing, and ethical and trustworthy AI. So I cordially invite all of you to visit that exhibition during the coffee breaks or over lunch. And I admit we will be throwing a lot of data, insights and information at you, so I appreciate you may need some soaking time to digest all of that substance. No worries, we do plan a couple of coffee breaks throughout the day, and tonight we even schedule a mind-blowing cocktail reception for that very purpose. Now, in addition to throwing stuff at you, we'd also very much would like to hear your voice and pick your brains, which is why you will find on your seat a multicolored card. That one is green at the front and red at the back, a little bit like a frog that sat on a hot stove for too long. And I would like to use that card for voting. You need not to keep the card until June 2024, because apparently we may have access to computers for the upcoming European elections. But I'd like to use the card to harvest the wisdom of this crowd today, which is why you'll find it on your seat. I also invite you to put it into your goodie bag, that you keep it with you throughout the day, because I may want to ask you a question every once in a while. And just to get the hang of these frog cards, let's have a small tryout, shall we? Just to break the ice here, I have a simple yes or no question for you. Yes would be green, no would be red. So here we go. Are you ready to throw a party here today? And let's have a look. Looks like we picked the right audience for our conference here today. Thank you so much. For those of you who voted red, please hand in the cards on your way out. Thank you. And then, without further ado, let's kickstart our SEMIC 2023 conference. Now, again, because I am merely a limited brain from Belgium and a bit of an outsider to the topic, I must admit, I believe it is in everyone's best interest that we hand the stage to the SEMIC 2023 team to give you a little bit more color on today's event. So I warmly welcome SEMIC team leader Seth van Holland and Alexandra Balahuur, who is Program Manager EU Policies and Data Sciences at DG Digit. A very warm welcome, Seth.
Thank you, Philip. It is wonderful to see how each year the SEMIC conference and community is getting bigger and bigger. And so today's discussions will mainly revolve around how we as humans, but also applications, can agree on the same meaning of data. But I think that many of you who have been here in the SEMIC community for a while, I think we all acknowledge that the traditional methods of selecting a small number of experts, putting them together in a small room and asking them to churn out a spec or a standard after a couple of months, which is very quickly outdated, that's not exactly the best way forward. We need to be more flexible, more inclusive, and also formalize semantics in a faster manner. And this is exactly where AI comes into the picture. So Alexandra, you have also been the co-architect of the event. Could you please say a word about this year's edition?
Thank you, Seth. My pleasure. And a warm welcome to this year's edition of SEMIC also from my side. So although AI as a concept has been around for quite a while, in the past years we've seen very impressive breakthroughs in the technology of AI with very tangible, very visible and very impressive results. We can just think of generative AI and ChatGPT, for example, and the world of new possibilities that generative AI has opened in terms of language-related semantic tasks. There are obvious relations and questions related to the link between interoperability, semantic interoperability, and artificial intelligence, and how artificial intelligence and interoperability can support each other. In the workshops yesterday, we've already seen a lot of examples of, for example, how large language models support interoperability in data alignment, in semantic tagging, in terminology or metadata extraction, and others. Today, we will see other examples of AI supporting interoperability and interoperability supporting AI in data spaces, automated public services, chatbots, and many others. I think we have a full day of very exciting insights into this link, and I, for one, can't wait to get started. So, thank you.
Likewise, Alexandra. So thanks a lot, Alexandra and Sat, for setting the scene for our wonderful event.